I'm Tom Roberto, you're an audience, and this is Tech Squid. I wanted to make another video, and today I want to talk about retail, because retail is a big part of what I do. Technology is huge in retail right now. A lot of people are talking about digital marketing and omni-channel strategies, and there's really no one person that has the answer, but everybody agrees retail is changing. You have companies like Toys R Us, which is bankrupt, going out of business. This is a staple in the toy business, going completely away. You have companies like Kmart, which is basically out of business, and Sears is quickly on its way. With stores like this going out and the department store kind of going away, people really question retail, and everybody's saying Amazon has the answer, Amazon's killing everybody, Amazon's the enemy, and that's the future. I don't necessarily believe that. I think Amazon has the correct message for where things are going today. And if retailers don't get behind what people actually want, then Amazon will win. And we're going to go back to a time much like before people could go to stores, and they'll be completely ordering out of catalogs and online, and not actually going into retail. But again, I don't believe that that's true. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to happen to some. Amazon is winning, but that's because in today's market, with technology and mobile being so big, there's things like infinite assortment that retailers can't compete with. You can't have every size, every color, every option in the store, because it would be a logistical nightmare. You just can't carry that much product. Online, you have the ability to present all of that and then have the person order what they want. So now you can ship that out, and people are happy, and they don't necessarily have to go to the store. Retailers can accomplish this in store, though. They can put kiosks, they can add signage, they can do things with their mobile platforms or their online presence, and allow people in store to make that decision and get stuff shipped. And then there's the added benefit of I don't have to walk out of the store with bags. It gets shipped to my house. There's really beautiful experiences out there, and people are just not making use of them. Retailers are not getting behind it. They're not believing that infinite assortment is a big deal. The other thing is retail's become miserable. It's absolutely a disgrace to walk into some of these stores. Products everywhere. The employees are not helpful. The experience is not very good. Other than being able to physically see what you want to buy and walk out with it that day, there's really not a benefit to going to retail, to a lot of retailers, not all. So again, if the retailer gets behind that and realizes that maybe we make the experience better in store, maybe there's a way to attract people into the store for a reason, for an experience that they can't get online, people will come. And some retailers are doing a great job at this. When I say we're getting back to kind of a catalog ordering, or what I mean is online ordering, right? Back in the day, people would sit home. They didn't have retailers very nearby. At small town America, they would open up the Macy's catalog and order it, and it would get shipped to their house, much like today. There's some things that are great about that, and there's some things that are not. One of the bad things is I can't pick up the item. I can't feel it. I can't trial it in the store. I may see something in the store that I never even heard of before or didn't see online, and now I'm making a decision in a bottle, right? So online isn't perfect. With the advent of online and going back to kind of the catalog way of shopping, things are shifting back to the way they were. Photography is now paramount. If you're going to make a decision on a product, you're going to want to look at high-res imagery, hero shots, detailed shots of the product, things that would avoid you having to go see it in real life. Take that a step further, you get into video, right? Video is king. That's why YouTube is such a big force for people. And for years now, we've been saying, get behind social, get on there, get on Facebook, get on Instagram, get on YouTube, because if you have high-res imagery and you have very powerful video, it avoids somebody having to go see the product. And in some cases, it sells them on the product more so than going into the store. So with things kind of shifting back towards online or catalog ordering, video and photography is very, very important for brands and retailers. Retail's not dead, right? A lot of people think retail is dead. Bargain retail is thriving. You have stores like Dollar General, Walmart. They're thriving because there are some folks that go to store and they just want it cheaper. They want it right then and there. And online is not the cheapest. Amazon started that kind of idea, but the reality is it's not. And there's a lot of algorithms now that make it so that you're not actually getting the best price in a lot of cases. The problem with bargain retail, in my opinion, is that it's actually killing the retail vertical from inside. So it's actually turning people off to brands, and it's turning people off to the experience. If you've ever walked into a bargain retailer like Dollar General or Walmart, and even some others like Sears and Kmart was kind of getting that way, it's miserable. Your options are limited. The store's a wreck. The personnel's very unhappy, so they're unhelpful. And going to the store, it attracts not the best clientele or of folks walking through the space. So you now have this kind of perfect storm of things happening where now people really don't want to go, and they've gotten really turned off to the only area of retail that's doing well. So they're really turned off to it. And the problem with bargain retail is it puts pressure on the brands to give them better and better pricing, force down the price of logistics. It makes everything a commoditization. And now it's killing the vertical because brands can't afford to put quality product on the market. They can't get their products or all of their products into store. So they're forced to go online to get it to the public. And the problem is the good stuff is online. So now if I can get better stuff online and I don't have to deal with the miserable experience, again, it forces people back to online retailers. And that is not the way a successful retail chain is going to work. And I personally believe that companies like Walmart are going to eventually push so many people out of store and make it so miserable there that they're only going to have a subsection of people that go there just for the prices. And they'll survive, but they're not going to do anything for the vertical. And they're certainly not going to compete with Amazon because Amazon's going to have the other part of the populace, right? That want better products, that want a different experience. So, I don't believe that retail is dead. I feel like boring is dead. And miserable experiences in store are dead. What retailers really need to focus on is the in-store experience. They have to make the in-store experience better. They have to go back to a time when you could walk into a store, find quality product, find it at a reasonable rate, but having options there so that there is a cheap, there is a middle, and there is a best. They really need to focus on this omni-channel strategy. And what I mean by omni-channel is having multiple ways of making a purchase, no matter what time of day or no matter what facet of life you're in. So maybe I go to store to pick certain things up. And then maybe I go home and I order other stuff through their online portal. And then maybe I pull up their mobile app and order other things through that. Or maybe I'm in store and I still use the mobile app, and that being able to work cohesively together with the same company. I think that sometimes people really get behind omnichannel, but they run them as separate businesses, which makes no sense because now online is competing with in-store and they're not helping each other. There's no cross-pollination. So it makes it really hard. Omnichannel is going to be what makes a retailer successful or not going forward. And it is going to let them compete with Amazon. Web presence, having a good message, building their brand, having a lifestyle message, having a marketing message, people get behind that, and brands are figuring that out, and they're going direct to consumers through online. And again, the reason they're successful is they're selling a message, they're selling a way of life, they're selling something to the public that they want. People are buying that. They're buying a message, they're buying a lifestyle. Brands are figuring this out, and they're going direct to consumer, and people are buying that message online because they can't find it in store. If the retailers were actually presenting themselves in the same way and allowing the brands to present themselves in store in that way, they'd be able to compete with online retailers and be able to compete with the experience that you get through a rich media website, communicating that, or having them being able to go to their retailer brands online and then come in store and have that same experience continued in store. So that they don't have to place their order online. They can come see the product in store and then make that purchase right there. It's really, really important that omnichannel work and through the channel, allowing your brands and your retailers to work cohesively together. And that's purely a technology play. You really need to get the IT folks either in line or out of the way and allow marketers and CEOs of brands and retailers to work together and allow that experience to cohesively happen. Otherwise, you're either a bargain retailer or you're going to go online. And what we're seeing is these stores, they're experiencing exactly that. For years and years, they have not allowed that to happen. They've just continued to push price down. They've made the experience miserable. And now people are leaving, they're going bankrupt, and we're wondering why our large chains are going away and why the mall experience is kind of going away. What I see coming down the road is really turning to a niche feel. So having niche brands being offered in store, because the larger brands are going to get behind the bargain retailers. Larger brands are going to want to sell, and they're going to want to sell lots, and they want to push it through retailers in store, brick and mortar. And the only way that they can do that is continue to lower their prices, forego the message, not really get behind the experience. They're not going to force retailers to let them push their message in store. Instead, Walmart is going to tell them how to sell. And what I think is larger brands are going to fall apart. And they're going to then have to break down into smaller entities and kind of sell in a niche way. I think the niche brands, and if you're running your business like a niche brand, it's going to work. You're not going to have so much of the commoditization factor. You're going to be able to sell a lifestyle, sell a brand, sell it at a price point that's fair. And then if you can get that message into niche retailers where the experience feels like a boutique, it feels omnipresent. I can get it online. I can get it on my phone. I can get it in store. It's very easy. It competes with Amazon, and it's winning. And that experience, I think, is going to supersede anything like loading of profits, personnel just kind of falling away. When personnel falls away and you're not taking care of your employees, the experience in store is going to suffer. They're not going to be helpful. They're not going to stock the shelves. They're not going to make the experience easy at point of sale. And then what happens is people don't come back, right? And then they go online. So smaller stores that have better employee appreciation, that sell better brands and messaging, are just going to become more present. And I believe that is what the future of retail is becoming. And again, technology plays a huge part in that, allowing omni-channel messaging and omni-channel strategy to actually take place. People say, well, why are you putting Wi-Fi in the store? Why does anybody want guest Wi-Fi? So that they can use your app, so that they can get on your website, so they can price check and do things that you want them to do, and then force their traffic back down to your website or to your mobile app or to your brand's message. Allowing things to kind of happen in a really cool way is empowered by technology like Wi-Fi, like Bluetooth, like NFC. A lot of folks go to digital signage, and while digital signage is cool, people are not going to come to the store just to see a TV. They have that in their living room. Their mobile screen is perfectly fine for them. So these big video walls and these big epic presentations in store are cool, and they might make some news, but they're not going to bring people into the store day after day. The experience is what's going to drive that. And again, technology can play a part. Large format screen can play a part. Interactive screen can play a part. But if it's not easy and it's not trustworthy, and I can't do it on my mobile device like I can with Amazon, you're not competing and you're not going to win. So again, I think that retail is not dead. I think the message has changed. I think what people have to do in store and the technology plans that are going to be kind of cohesive with marketing plans are really what's going to drive that. And what we'll see is large brands are going to break apart. They're going to follow the same suit the retailers that were selling them are going. The retailers like department stores and stuff that don't get behind this message are going to fall away. We're seeing things like Toys R Us. I was just there today. It was miserable. It was depressing because it's something that was really, really great when I was a kid. And now you go there and the experience is just not the same. It hasn't kept up. It hasn't held true. And I think if that doesn't happen with your retailer, they're gonna fall apart. And groceries next, right? So listen to your IT folks and ask questions, and definitely think about how you can empower your business from all different facets, online, mobile, in store, and see what your technology folks can give you. And I guarantee that if you can make that experience easy, you're going to be definitely competing with Amazon, because they are not in store. They're missing a huge part, and you can pick it up. It's just you have to do it in the right way. Thanks for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, hit like, visit us again and again. I'll try to be putting content out more frequently, and I hope this helps. Thanks.